when kids get to our program or young adults get to our program, we've hit a spot where outpatient therapy is no longer sufficient. And so if we don't treat these symptoms, we can look at a real safety issue, either a danger to someone else or danger to themselves. When we are in intensive outpatient, we're here either 9 to 12 hours a week. And so we get a really good view of the client and we get to know them on a different level. And I think we're able to build different skills with them. When those depression symptoms or anxiety start to increase significantly, it starts impacting school, it starts impacting their daily life, their sleep, their friends. I think those are the biggest things when they're no longer able to really function as well in their daily life. We're very experiential at Embark, and I think one of the things that's important is just being able to use the modalities that we have focused on, but having the kids up and moving through music, through mindfulness, through movement, and not just sitting around a table with a worksheet. I think that's sometimes what comes to people's minds when they think of IOP, and that's truly not Embark's way. We're all about experiences and helping the kids develop through doing and not just lecturing and listening. We have a really good space for neurodiverse clients. I think because we have included a sensory room, we have a lot of components to our group rooms that include a lot of sensory processing, and it can be really helpful when clients are dysregulated and they have more space to move around and a little bit more freedom to regulate in the way that they need to. Because they become so dysregulated so easily, DBT becomes a really big part of our program because it teaches distress tolerance, mindfulness, emotional regulation. Those are very key skills. If we can't get them to manage their emotions and regulate themselves, it's gonna be really hard to do the deep work. And so we do that initial stabilization work so that when they go to outpatient, they'll be able to really dig into their recovery. It's really important to individualize the treatment plans for the clients and to be able to do that in real time. So typically when they start the program, within 7 days, we've created our treatment plan, we've created our goals. Because we are a smaller ratio, because they're here so many hours per week, we're able to change objectives very quickly and kind of pivot as we need to make sure that we're addressing the needs. We also do a lot of outcomes. So we're constantly looking at their depression symptoms, their anxiety symptoms, their ability to tolerate distress or what their somatic symptoms are. And so as we're following those surveys, we are tailoring our treatment to make sure that we're addressing the need. I think family involvement is really important because we have to treat the whole system. If we just treat one person in the whole system, it's very hard to change. Parents or family members, it doesn't necessarily have to be parents, are part of the treatment plan. So they actually create their own goals. And it's not something like, I want, my daughter or my son to be less depressed. It's usually our question is, since you're part of a system, like what is your role in all of this and how do you want to do things differently to help better support your son or daughter? I think if I could give any advice to parents who have kids in crisis is that it's very scary. I think you're not alone. There's a lot of parents who are dealing with this alone and they don't know where to go or how to ask for help. One of the first steps people can do is just call us. We're always open for tours. Our enrollment director is available to talk families through what the program is, ask questions and help us support the process. We're happy to talk through what our program looks like. If our program is not a good fit or it's not something they need this level of care, we'll find you something. But the behavioral health system is so difficult to navigate. Like I'd rather you just call us and have us help you through it rather than having to do that alone.